Good afternoon, everyone. I just wanted to make a quick video. I wanted to go over switching over pairs. So, when you reach a certain point of interest while trading, you're going to have to make very important decisions. One of those questions you're going to ask yourself is this a good point to exit or is this a good point to enter? And here's a great example. I've been in CAD, CHF longs since my last video. I actually was short, but it was a counter move. I got out of my shorts, and I actually went long once I realized that the counter move was no longer had any more steam. So upon doing that, I concentrated on longs, and I actually did take it up to the most current high. This is actually the weekly high, and if you do from high to low, you can see price did hike a pretty decent amount, up about 40 pips. So to me, from the low to the high, that's 40 pips. I do see a potential break, but it needs to break above this high. So until price does break above this most recent high, I won't really be focused on taking the trade. I'm also going to make sure I take a large enough amount that I'm going to be satisfied with the profits, but small enough to be able to diversify my portfolio. So on this specific trade, I'm going to put a buy stop slightly above that high. It doesn't really need to go too much higher, but I say about 5 to 10 pips above would be an ideal zone in case there's spread that triggers you prematurely. And then I'm going to close this trade at the bottom out and profit. So we have that now officially closed out in profit. So upon the remainder of this trend, I'm going to continue to carry on this current buy, but over 70% of my previous order is now wiped out. Lastly, I'm going to see how far up I see it potentially going. I do see this buy going as high as the most current resistance zone. So around 0.742 is where I will place my profit target. So we're going to do that right now. Very easy, very simple stuff. Swapping off, and I'll explain why this may be a important factor. I'll explain that in a moment. Let me just find my stop loss now. So stop loss is another challenge. You see that this is what I call a very strong move because there's not even any room for pullbacks. It's just on a straight shot up. What I'm going to do is I'm going to look for potential pullback zone. So I see the most nearest support is around 0.733333, and that's my closest support zone. I do see that as a pretty big support zone, but I don't want to be in the market that far away. Seeing that I do trade intraday, intersession now, I'm going to actually look for something a little bit more close. And from what I can see, there's a Elliott wave A to B, B to C, C to D that was formed right here. So personally, I don't see price dropping anywhere below 0.735. Even with the spread, it's also making another wave that should support this stop loss right here. So 0.73322 is going to be where the stop loss is. That's what we're going to mark up right now. And that's going to be the hard stop of this specific trade, giving me total loss about 36 pips or 647 USD. Now, I think that's a little large of a stop loss, 36 pips. So for me, I'm actually going to look for something a little bit closer because that's very far away. Uh, Let me see. This is what you do after you have your trade set up. You can get back in and kind of just modify everything. So my entries, that's where I would like it to be, but my exit is just a little too far away. So personally, and this is if price does take on off, I'm seeing a price stop loss shouldn't be below there. So that's where we will put our stop. So about 32 pips away, that's the closest I can find at the moment. So what will probably happen is price will continue to create its narrative, get to higher points, and then create deeper pullbacks where I could use that as reference as well. Now, one more thing I want to highlight in this video is a potential pullback. So since I've gotten out of over 70% of my trade, I only leave a 0.50 lot running, and so I give myself opportunity to enter at a lower price. You guys can see, where would you place a limit order for a buyer? That's right. Me personally, I wouldn't post a limit order anywhere up here because price has already taken off. The next place of reference where I personally would place a limit order is slightly below, right near my stop loss. And as you can all see, there's no reason why it should be that low. So at the moment, until price takes off farther to the upside, I'm just going to stay in this trade setup right here and let the rest run. I have a buy order. If this does come back far enough, like I said, closer to my new stop loss is where I will place my current limits. And that's pretty much it, guys. Keeping it very simple. A buy limit order, maybe right there. Put a 1.66 down below. So this will be my buy limit order, just so I can put it on the video. So if worst case scenario comes and price does happen to clap below, I will allow it to trigger that buy limit because I know where price could potentially be going after that. Let me actually move it on up just a tad bit. Give me the opportunity. It's not. I think I'm as close as I can be for a buy limit. It's not letting me enter that trade, meaning that maybe because it's spread, I can't even get in. Yeah, because it's spread. So that leaves the next question. Do I want to enter by market right now? Because if it does get down to this buy limit, I'm pretty much entering at market. So what I'm going to do in this video live, I know I just exited, but if I do want this to continue towards upside, what I'm going to do is I'm going to buy limit. I'll just do a standard, one standard right here. Delete. Gave me a really bad price, but I wasn't going to get that buy limit because I came a little too late to the scene. So I'm just going to keep it right here. So I still have this new lot reduced by 50%. And I don't know why stop loss isn't placed on this one. Keep the current stop. And that's it, guys. Just gotta be patient, wait this out, and hopefully you guys understand where I'm going at, and we will follow up. Hopefully by tomorrow I'll have some answers. Alright, take care.